three. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Teaching Crypto. This is AZcrypto, MrFOMO. Please hit that like, that subscribe button, bell notification. As always, super chats are available. Sharing our show, we greatly appreciate it. And we've got the store. Now that I'm done promoting MrFOMO, still a short view here, but not a great view of Bitcoin. However, I'm going to show a chart that's completely flip people's view upside down very briefly. And it's a surprising chart, MrFOMO. How do you think Bitcoin has done over the last 30 days? Well, you know the answer, but what do you think most people would say over the past 30 days?
I would say most people have a pretty bleak view of it, especially people like if you look at X or social media in a broader sense, you see a lot of people really down on Bitcoin.
Well,
as a matter of fact, Jim Cramer, the famous Jim Cramer, is saying that Bitcoin will head south pretty soon, and it's going to be in for a big dip. Now, a lot of people have made a lot of money counter trading Jim Cramer, so take that for what it's worth. But he's calling for it to take a big dip. There's a lot of negative sentiment out there, and like you said, over the last 30 days, this is what we're seeing.
Well, actually, we're up over 5% over the past 30 days, and that could be shocking. But we were at 25 not too long ago. It's just because we had these expectations to grab 28, head towards 30, grab 30. And obviously that hasn't happened. And it is the 11th. So, by the end of this week, by next Monday, we're going to be in the middle of the week. And then it'll be time to reassess if we still haven't gotten any upwards movement. I'm not going to lie and tell you the viewers this week was important, then come back and say it's not. So right now we just haven't taken 28, but we actually are up over the last 30 days. So it's kind of just a matter of perspective here. I just zoomed out a little bit and I saw, 5%. Interesting. Because right now everything is so red. Everything is so negative. None of the alts are really moving at all. In fact, most of them have been dropping the past 72 hours. I still believe in October. Now, I hope this ends up better for me than August. That's for sure. But I still, despite all the negative news in the world, I still expect some type of rally. Now, we do need to grab 28. I would like to see more enthusiasm for buying Bitcoin at 27 here, because that's where we're at, the low 27s. And I would like to see that over the next 48 hours. So the next time we talk, MrFOMO, I would really hope that we're close to capturing 28 for good for the rest of the month. So the funding's got to pick up here. I think it will. But it's let's be honest, it's been a little slower than we expected, especially me. But again, perspective here over the past 30 days, Bitcoin is actually doing okay. If you think about it, there was not a long time ago or on the show, we're at 25 and everyone was telling us 20K, 15K. We're like, wait a minute, guys. So it's taking a little bit longer to capture that 28, but I do think it's coming. I don't think we're going back below 25 this month and then holding that number. But again, never say never in Bitcoin.
Well, I would just like to remind folks that are out there, spreading FUD and talking about Bitcoin in a way that, that it's going to crash. Or remind Jim Cramer, especially, that there are key levels of support and resistance on the charts, right? Like I don't say this every show just because it's something to say. There are levels that we've built up, including this level of strength. We've been coiling up here in the 27 range, 28 range for quite a while now too, for a little over a week. So, we also have a key level below us at 26 in the low 26s. And before that, we were at 24, 25, building up strength there. And so there's these key levels of support that are just below us that even if we did have some kind of capitulation, those things would, we would see bounces periodically at those spots. Even if we did crash through, we would see at least periodic instances of it holding up there. And I really think that with the strength that we've built at those levels, that I couldn't see us crashing much further than that. And so for people to be calling for a huge crash, I mean, even based on world news and world economics, I really just don't see it, because we saw the bottom at 15, and we've been building since then, and building a lot of strength at a lot of different levels. So seeing a huge crash, I think, would be anomalous. It would take something so incredible that it would just blow us all out of the water, and we wouldn't have a choice but to say, okay, that's why this happened. But to see it crash just on its own, just based on what's happening, I don't see a huge crash coming.
Well, to continue on Bitcoin, you found an interesting piece of information that we looked at before the show about how Bitcoin use case might be expanding.
Yeah, similar to the way Ethereum is using ZK rollups, they're going to, I think it's BitVM, they are creating something where they are going to allow people to create smart contracts off-chain and execute smart contracts off-chain and then settle those on-chain, right? And so you would be able to use the Taproot system with Bitcoin to use what they're basically calling ZK rollups, like with Ethereum, where these things are happening aside from the on-chain stuff. So it's not going to jam up Bitcoin's network the way that these the way that these other things are. I forget what they called, where they're basically printing on the Bitcoin or on the Satoshi. This isn't going to jam up the network. It's not going to send network fees up. This is actually a good idea where things are happening separately and then being settled on chain. And that's the kind of stuff that you like to see with Bitcoin and with the developers. And that's right there is what we're talking about. Compute anything on Bitcoin. And so what they're trying to do is make this not just a transactional system. They also want to execute smart contracts and execute computational functions on this as well. And so I'm excited to see where this goes. So far, this is just, as far as I know, theory. This isn't in action yet, but I'm excited to see where this is headed and how it shapes up for Bitcoin. Because now, I mean, there are some people that are even saying that now, if this is successful, Bitcoin could be the Ethereum killer, right? If smart contracts can be executed on Bitcoin, why do you need these other chains? And so I'm interested to see where this is going. This certainly should get the Bitcoin maxis really fired up, because this takes back some of the thunder that the altcoin developers had when they came into the market, and kind of the excitement about what they're doing away from Bitcoin. Bitcoin is now doing those things, and so I'm excited to see where this goes.
It is interesting. I'm curious to see if this affects price jump when we get closer to the halving. I did want to bring up one token. I'd like to keep you on your feet, Mr. FOMO. We didn't discuss this. That's what makes the show fun. But this is one of your favorites. But we haven't talked about on the show, I think, very briefly the past few months. And that is Cardano. Because as we were on the air, it dipped below 25 cents. This is the beauty of doing live shows here. Now, you might say, why the hell would you buy Cardano? We're so far away from the halving, AZcrypto. Yes, but Cardano goes through these moments where it slips and slips and slips slowly, and all of a sudden there's a 10, 15, 20% pump, and you have to be willing to take profits on this. Now, also, the strategy is this. If you were planning to buy Cardano for the next bull run because it's like a safe token, and you think there's no chance it doesn't get to $1, which kind of, not for entertainment purposes, that's kind of where I'm at right now, where I don't see it at least getting back to $1, even if it fails in the next bull run, even if it's not one of the best altcoins. You do want things in your portfolio that are going to rally quickly once the halving gets going and the hysteria starts with the next bull run. Getting Cardano under 25 cents, you could really easily see this at 50 cents before the halving. Now you've got your 2x, and now you can place it in something newer, shinier for the next bull run that you think can even do bigger things. But I like this under 25 cents a lot, Mr. FOMO.
Yeah, Cardano, the big joke during the last bull run was that it was one of the best stable coins because it was sticking around $1. And so easily I could see this being a 4x before the next or during the next halving event. But I could see this going way beyond that. There's a lot of excitement around this coin. There's a huge community. As you see there, 7.2 billion in staked assets. This is one of those ones that has a lot of people's attention as far as retail investors are concerned. And it's one that when it runs hard and fast. During the last bull run, when it went on its tears, you needed to take those profits because just a couple weeks later, it fell off. And that's because there's a lot of people out there holding on to it, watching it, paying attention to it. When it does get its pumps, they're going to take their profits. And so Cardano is definitely one, I think, if you want to have a cornerstone as far as an altcoin and you're looking outside of Ethereum and Bitcoin and you're looking for a cornerstone of your portfolio, Cardano is probably one of the ones you're going to look at. Even though it's a huge market cap, it will go on massive runs and give you huge gains during the next bull run.
And if you are dipping your feet into the altcoin market now, despite the difficult times, take a look at HBAR. It's now hovering towards 4.5 cents. I like that one. And I still like Chainlink a lot right now in the low sevens to get up over 8 when Bitcoin finally does. I would be shocked if Bitcoin does not rally between now and Thanksgiving. I do expect another dip later by Christmas, New Year's time, but I really I know not looking great right now, but it's still early. Let's see what happens. We got Friday the 13th, so hopefully it's scary for the people that have been shorting Bitcoin. We'll just have to wait and see.
For me, I think that if we're giving advice on altcoins, I think everybody should take a good hard look at gaming tokens before we get too close to the next halving event. Gaming is something that everyone is interested in all the time. These pay-to-earn games, these crypto games are getting better every single day. A lot of them are terrible right now, but that's not going to be forever. Big gaming companies are getting involved, and there's an actual use case there. Lots of money, billions, trillions of dollars spent in gaming. So don't sleep on gaming tokens.
Yeah.
Make sure you get a few in your portfolio.
Yeah, and I
Not
think
financial advice.
we'll have to do an altcoin draft soon because it's been a while. So, guys, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and please share the show and help us get to 2,000 subs. For MrFOMO with AZcrypto, have a great day, everybody.
See ya.